today I bring you quality YouTube content. Now what does YouTube content of quality look like?
Drama. I bring you drama.
Because even though we're going to be doing a review of a resin curing machine, this machine review came with its own set of drama with none other than Evan and Caitlin. They have provoked me. Yes. On Twitter last month, one of you grains, Shane's or Sybil, tagged me to take a look at this resin curing machine. So I'm like, I gonna do it. However, out of nowhere, Evan and Caitlin were like, well, we wanna check it out too. And I'm like, no, I saw it first. And then they wanted to fight me.
Wait a damn minute.
And then I was an innocent baby. And then they said they liked the salt. So I guess we're friends again. The drama didn't last very long. I love you, Evan and Caitlin. So you make good content. There's no drama. Don't go anywhere. But check them out. If you're in love with resin things, I will leave their link down below. They make all sorts of resin type adventures and just crafty adventures generally. Now, the interesting thing about this resin curing machine is that it does claim it will cure your resin, harden it in 2 hours. However, resin, for those of you who don't know, takes anywhere between 12 to 36 hours to actually harden. So for this machine to claim it will harden your resin in 2 hours, 2, makes me a little worried because I'm thinking, will that kind of just leave bubbles hanging out? Will that create more bubbles? Or will the heat remove the bubbles? You see where I'm going here? And I've made so many fun projects with resin. If you want to check some of them out, I will link them down below. Many of them were with my sister Sika. But we're gonna try a few different projects, a few different kinds of thicknesses, and we're gonna see if their AI of 2 hours is enough for everything. I know that many of you grains are like me and you like to wind down with things that are very easygoing, which is why today's sponsor, June's Journey, a mystery game held in the 1920s, is a hidden object mystery game. And I know that many of you will appreciate the art style and the beauty of the details that you'll find in each scene in order to find more clues regarding this murder mystery game. It specifically reminds me when we were having our movie night and so many of you loved Arrietty's little miniature homes. So I know the aesthetic of this game will definitely be one of your favorite points. And our goal is to help June Parker in a quest to solve the murder of her sister. Despite the theme, it is a very relaxing game. And it is not super hard challenging, just the right amount so that your brain can chill. So what are you waiting for? Check out the link down below to download June's Journey for free. Again, you will find the link down below as well as the pinned comment. Thank you, June's Journey, for sponsoring today's video. Have you ever heard or tried this machine yourself? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. We all do such weird, wacky things here, mostly reviews and some crafting. Click on all notification while you're there, which will make you a grain of salt in the Salt Shaker family. Since I don't know the capacity of this machine just yet, I picked up a few molds that I really want to try, like this domino mold. I've always wanted to make the dominoes. But I'm actually curious if it's going to hold this size. Now, it's not the most gigantic machine. This is also not the hugest mold I have. I have bigger ones.
Okay.
I also have dice mold, and I have this cute little stand salt shaker mold that was made by one of you grains, Vivi, thank you. And if those are too big, I have light clickers. Switch caps. So we're gonna be able to do a variety. This machine, if we look at the box, basically reminds me of a dehydrating machine, which different stacks are on there, and you can put your fruits and veggies and dehydrate them with whatever flavors you want. So I'm curious if it acts the same way. But the best way to know what we're getting ourselves into is to see what we get inside. Oh, it's not taped. Here is the machine. I have to say I'm a little surprised on the quality of this machine, but again, just because it's thin plastic doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. But upon first investigation, it does feel kind of like a toy. It doesn't have any heft to it. It definitely is made out of light materials, which I think is also good for those of us who just need to move it around. So that's a plus. There's a plus and a minus. Again, heavy doesn't always mean better, but keep this in mind. And yes, we do have these grills where you can put your creations on, and they definitely remind me of a dehydrator kind of situation, and you could just put it on top like so. And then we have the cover, which actually has ventilation holes, interestingly, and a little holdy thing, which I do appreciate. I know I don't have technical terms. Do you want me to be technical? Yes, this plastic is quite interesting with the handle crevasses on either side of it to make grasping much more convenient. And then you just kind of place it right on top. So it is really easy to put together, and I love that. And the other thing it comes with is an instruction guide. Okay. Oh, they're very easy. They're pictures. I like that. Resiners, I like pictures. I really do. Oh, I see where this is going. This is a little dangerous though. Let me explain. So if we look at the instruction guide, we're going to see that it shows we should be pouring the resin immediately into the tray that's already on top of the machine. I disagree. I will personally disagree at this time. I feel like yes, pouring it into the tray, then moving the tray is probably a safer idea, because what happens if some of that resin spills? Is it going to destroy the machine? The answer is probably. So I don't think this is a good idea. So therefore I will not be following the instructions. Hang on, let's take a quick look. Yeah, because if the resin pours, I know there's like a protection here, but it really depends on how much you drop or from what angle. It could probably get into the mechanism itself, so I do worry. Therefore, I will pour on the tray, but off the machine. Another interesting thing in this booklet is that it tells us once we pour the resin, we wait half an hour, then turn the machine on, then wait half an hour after the machine is turned off. So technically it's not really 2 hours, it's closer to 3 hours. So there's a 50% discrepancy somewhere.
But Jackie, what are you going to make today?
Ah, I am glad you asked. I definitely want to do a super colorful domino set, basically similar to the bear I did with my sister Sika, because I absolutely love these colors and they speaketh to me. But the question is, does this fit? It's mentioned in here. It says for domino molds. It's explicitly said domino molds. Will you fit? Let's get a tray. All right, here's a tray. I'm kind of scared. Here's a tray. And please mold, please. Nope. It is, oh man, so close. So close. It does say domino mold in the instruction, but no size of domino mold. Why? This is standard domino. Or you break them a heart, you make them a cry. Now I need to cut my mold. Just for you, I cut my mold, and now no more together. Now they separate. So at least we know that's not gonna fit. Next, these are okay. I don't know if I'm not supposed to block the center, because if it is, this machine is kind of poopy. Okay, it does fit, but we're still kind of hiding this. Aw, man, I don't like where this is going. We could do the single, worst case, but then what about something like this? It fits. But again, it's kind of covering that hole. I'm gonna have to read the instructions fully to see if we've messed up, but there's holes everywhere. So technically, I think this should be fine, but we'll find out.
Look at my cute little salt shaker. It's so cute.
And this was made by one of you grains. Vivi, thank you so much. I can finally use it now. I'm playing with resin. Oh gosh, oh boy, oh boy, oh gosh, oh gosh. Okay, I just realized that this mold is actually much bigger, look at that, than this. So I'm curious if we put the second part on top, if it gives us more or less space. Oh, I don't know. I think we're okay, because the mold on the inside is not touching the top, and look, it moves, which means there's space. So we good. And nothing in the instruction booklet says that we can't hide the middle circle, so I think we're fine. Is this a word, or is this a spelling mistake? I feel like it's like a spelling mistake, but what do I know? So the first thing I want to start with, this. Other than the fact that the smart thing to do is not to cut it, we're gonna cut it down the middle so it really is half and half. Wait, does it fit? Yeah, it's a good fit. That's what he's...
Well, objection, hearsay.
I hope this is not going to ruin the mold. If this does ruin my mold, Resiners, you owe me a new one. I am not happy about cutting my mold. I do not like this. Not one bit. I do not like eggs and ham and green eggs. And I actually never grew up with these books. I did not grow up with these books. I grew up with like Arabian stories. How do these books even go? Okay, I got you. I got you. You're so wiggly. You are so wiggly. I am doing the best that I can with what I have as one human being. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm gonna hold you like this. Do I got you? Please. I only have one. Let us let us not let us not ruin you because I cannot afford to ruin you. Okay, very crooked. Very crooked. Do they stand on their own still? Yes. We are still good. No weirdness. Good. So we're gonna put you here. So we're basically gonna use all 3 levels. 2 for the dominoes and 1 for the salt shaker coaster. Now, I was really excited. I was like,
This machine gonna be good. We're gonna be fun together.
but I just keep finding things I hate about this machine. I'm sorry, Resiners. I did cut my mold down in half, but it looks like we're apparently not supposed to cover this because there's a bump. It is elevated. Therefore, your mold can't just go this big. Your mold legitimately has to be this size, max. Oh my god. Let me measure it for you. So your max mold size over here is 4 inches, and lengthwise, whichever direction, is less than 8 inches. That's the maximum. I'm really annoyed because it means I can't even do a light cap cover. Look, I can't. It's blocked here. Can I do a single one? I'm guessing yes. Yes. I'm very irritable. Irritated. I'm very irritated. So I guess if you're working with really small molds, sure. But they even mentioned a domino mold. Do I have to cut you again? I do. I have to cut it, not even in half. Maybe don't. Yeah, maybe I could do it this way. I could cut it half this way. Still not happy about this. Which unfortunately also means that I can't make this mold because it is slanted a little bit. Even if I try it this way, it'll still be slanted because the hole is in the way and elevated. Huge pity, missed opportunity for bigger molds. And so I think I'm gonna do whatever other small mold I have. So a switch cap right there for my bathroom downstairs. For my resin, I'm basically going to my go-to, which is the one from Sophie and Toffee, not sponsored in this video. I specifically like this resin because it creates the least amount of bubbles possible. It's a little bit more liquidy, so hopefully it should help us, but we'll see. So as with any AB epoxy resin, I mixed equal amounts of both and stirred them up really good. I am making a pretty big amount because I know I'm going to be using most of it, if not all of it. And basically we have to let it sit just a little bit so the bubbles can get themselves out of there. Alright, now is the time of truth. I do not want to panic. Don't panic, no panic. Nobody's panicking. I'm not panicking, just a little bit. Okay, I am panicking. Okay, so we're going to pour the resin into the compartments of this pouring device. If you haven't seen it, we've used it in the previous pouring video where we made the bears with my sister Sika. So if you want to see them in full effect with acrylic paint, I've linked the video down below. And I really have no idea how much we're gonna need. So I'm not gonna color them ahead of time. We're gonna color them in each compartment. So we're gonna do this. I hope I do not mess up. Oh, this is gonna get messy. Like this. And now in order to color, I'm going to color them. Color them. Wow, I am so trying to beat time here. We're going to be using Pearlex powders. So I have a light blue, pink, a kind of greenish, a pale green, purple, and gold. These were the closest color I had to my absolutely adorable bear. And Pearlex powders are basically the least invasive kind of color pigment for resin. So basically what I did is I took a scoop of each one with a popsicle stick and mixed it inside the mold itself. Since I didn't want to lose any time, that's the best way to go. Now I have no idea what to expect. I feel like I probably should have put something, you know what, I'm gonna just cover my surface with this felt. I'm okay with losing this felt. I just want to make sure that I pour properly. Oh my god, this is scary. Okay, let's go. I feel like all of them are gonna be different. Oh, okay, let's go. Let's go, confidence. Oh my god. Oh, too much confidence. Tone it down a bit. Tone it a smidgen. Oh gosh. I hope they don't get all muddied and gross. Let me hold the pot a little bit more this way. Oh gosh, oh boy, oh boy, oh gosh. Let me just do little swirls. Voila. Oh gosh. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna have to agree that there's gonna be contamination. Oh, too much. I think we're doing pretty good. I just want to make sure that we don't waste our resin. Voila. So far, so good. I'm really excited to see these. They kind of look a little muddy, but when we used it with acrylic paint, it was amazing. Yeah, there you go. You see? I'm getting contamination. All right, now that you've seen the process, basically the rest of me is just doing the entire thing, but focusing this time more closely. You know what? I don't want to give this more time because as I'm doing this, it's taking so long to mix the colors and the resin because I ran out on the last batch over here. Hopefully they don't look too different. And I feel like some of the resin is already starting to get really goopy. I want this to be the machine only and not the projects. So these in theory should be ready within 12 hours, but since 12 hours is in the middle of the night, might as well just unmold it in the morning. However, we're gonna use this machine and come back in exactly 2 hours and then, you know, let it sit for half an hour. But look at this. This is the other thing I don't like about this. Did the people who create this, are they crafters? Do they know what a craft room is like? Because look how short the wire is. Look at that. This wire is so short. I need to go pick up an extension now. This is very annoying. Very, very annoying. All right, so fun news. I can't seem to find my extension, so I just brought the machine as close as possible to my plugs. There you go. And as soon as it does that, we're supposed to press the AI button. So let me give it a cover. I really want to like this machine. We're pressing AI. Oh gosh. There. And it set the timer, the temperature. Oh. And it's making noise. So I'm gonna leave it here. It sounds like a dehydrator. And we'll be back in 2 hours.
2 hours later.
And so here we are 2.5 hours later. So it had its cool down period. Let's do the tats. And oh, that does feel, yeah, pretty cured. Why am I putting it near my face? Like, oh, I love that when it's so cured. But at the same time, one of the biggest questions we should be asking is, okay, there's no, I can't put it any, wow, I can't talk. Any fingernail prints is what I was trying to say. So I'm trying to put my fingerprint, nothing. Fingernail, nothing. So no kind of markings whatsoever. Let's go ahead and pull one out. And, ooh, pretty. There are quite a few micro bubbles, but that's probably just the way I did my resin. So this here is the 1-to-1 ratio. However, since I did run out of resin, I only had the 3-to-1 ratio, and that one is also absolutely hardened. Oh my god. Oh, that is so cool. It looks like graffiti, and it's completely dry to the touch. Yeah, very much so dry to the touch. I really like this effect, but at the same time, my colors don't show too much. Oh gosh. Yeah. Now, just for good measure, here's the cup that we used to mix in, and let's see how tacky. Oh, okay, that is, yeah, that is still soft. It would need, yeah, it would definitely need overnight. Oh gosh, yeah, that is definitely still tacky. Okay, I see you. I see you. Now, I was complaining to my brother about this bump here. Oh my gosh. There, whoa, what the heck? What the heck happened here? No, really? So I guess this was too close to this inner part, which I didn't realize because I was here. So they should honestly put markings where the other pieces are going to land, because now I just ruined an entire, oh gosh. There goes this one. That one's ruined. Desk. It's kind of ruined. I could probably sand it down, but yeah. So what I was saying is I was complaining to my brother about this part here that's sticking out. He's like, why don't you try just turning it around? Not the bottom part because it's not gonna clip, but what if we let it clip this way, and instead of making the part that sticks up stay upwards, just turn it around, make a balancing act like this, and let it cure. So that way I can make the salt shaker mold.
I'm like, you know what? You're actually pretty smart.
Even though it's not supposed to go that way. Let's see what happens. So basically what I did is I took the remainder of my 3-to-1 ratio, mixed it up, got a couple of colors, not too many because that was just too much for me, put it as a balancing act, turned the AI mode on, and we're gonna be back in 2.5 hours and see if it worked or if it spilled or if that middle hole really does make a huge difference.
2 hours later.
So here is the moment of truth, 2.5 hours later, and yes, don't worry, I had a half hour to hang out before, so it had its whole 3 hours. Now the question is it dry? Oh, okay. It still seems to be tilting to one side more than the other, and it's not my desk. I'm pretty sure of that. But let's go ahead, take it out. Oh, that is nice and solid. So if you're okay with the balancing act, go for it. Let's unmold and see. It does feel a little on the flexible side, so it still might need, I would say, maybe another half an hour in this machine. Oh, satisfactory part. Ooh. There's our little angry salt shaker. And you can still see this super tilt and kind of thicker on one side than the other. I really thought it was maybe the positioning of where the machine was, but I don't understand what's going on here. I really don't get it. These are not too flexible. I don't know. And just to show you that my desk is not crooked, here is a level. The bubble needs to stay in the middle so that we know that it's basically, you know, it leveled. So as you can see, my bubble on my desk is centered. So I feel like I wouldn't exactly say that this would go
In the trench.
Nor would I say at 100% that it is worth your cash, because I feel like there's some tweaks that need to be done. You can definitely use the center part without any issues. So my question is, why isn't it compatible without that bulge in the center? Huh? You made me cut my mold in full. I didn't like that. And for those of you curious, here are the dominoes with the numbers colored in with white paint. If you want to see the rest of the unmolding of these, I will put them over on my shorts channel, Nerdy Shorts, or is it Nerdy Crafter Shorts? This one on the screen right here. And my salt shaker coaster got also a little bit of paint in the crevasses to make it stand out a little bit more. Let me know what you think. Is it something that you would buy, or why not? I feel like I would need a few weeks of trying to discover and understand this, because the guide doesn't really give too much information, and I feel like I need to understand, why is it crooked? Why did both molds, both in the correct way and in the incorrect way, turn out crooked, unleveled? If you want to watch more crafting, check up here with my sister Sika. We did some silly bears. And if you want to watch a review of Real Littles or fidget toys, make sure you check down here. Until then, I'm Seagrains in the next video.